you do not have to abide by anyone else's rules about how you should live your life. No one can dictate how you should live your life. If you are letting other people dictate things about your life and letting yourself say yes to things when you want to say no, you are disrespecting yourself. You're disrespecting your goals. You're disrespecting your future self. So I want you to do this right now. Grab your journal and write down, what is my long-term vision for my life? What do you want long-term? What's your goals? If you want to be an ambitious person who goes after her goals, who knows what she wants, who's determined to get it, you cannot be a people pleaser at the same time. This is not going to work. So if you have a hard time setting boundaries with people, if you have a hard time saying no, if you have a hard time dealing with feelings of rejection or feeling that you're not good enough, then this video is for you. So being a people pleaser, meaning letting people get away with things that you actually don't want to do, but you feel forced to do it because you are afraid of rejection or you're afraid of what it will think about you. Being people pleasing, being pleasing other people, that stems from the childhood patterns of not feeling good enough and also the fear of rejection. I remember I grew up in an immigrant family. Okay, and so I had to adapt to a new country very quickly. I had to learn the language. And so I wanted to fit in as much as I could. I was afraid of being rejected because I was different. And so I used to hide everything that was different about me. I used to want to be like everyone else. Okay, so for me to fit in, because that was a need of mine. Us as human beings, we have this need of being accepted. Okay, it's in our nature, and so we want to belong to the group. We want to be accepted. The fear of rejection is present for every single one of us. And so I remember that in my childhood I had to do what everybody told me to do. My parents, my teachers, my environment, the adults in my environment were dictating my life, and so I had to do whatever they told me to do in order to be accepted, in order to be perfect, in order to have recognition, all that stuff, right? So that made me a little bit of a people pleaser because I was scared that my opinions, that the things that made me different or that made me weird were going to make me be rejected by other people, right? Until I realized we tend to do everything to preserve our self-image, the image that we want to show others of this, person who's perfect and has everything together and doesn't make mistakes and is really polite, all that stuff. That's putting yourself in a box, okay? That doesn't work for you to be authentic, okay? The contrary, the opposite of people pleasing is being authentic. We are all scared in some degree of being rejected. That's a fact, right? So we tend to avoid failure. We tend to avoid making mistakes because we want to avoid making other people think what we actually think about ourselves. Okay, if you're a people pleaser, it's because you think that you're not good enough. It's because you think that you are different or that there's something about you that will be rejected if other people find out about you. So what I want you to know in this video is that making yourself smaller, shrink yourself down, not setting boundaries with other people, disowning parts of yourself that you think don't fit in, all of that is doing a tremendous disservice to yourself. You're not respecting yourself, your well-being, because you're living your life according to other people's rules, according to what other people expect of you. I grew up in this environment where I had to do everything that was expected of me. I had no opinion in the matter in my life. I had to actually abide to other people's rules on how I should behave and do the things, and I also wanted to fit in at all costs because I thought I was different, because I thought there was something wrong with me. But you know what makes you different is what makes your strength. Making mistakes is human. The truth is, you don't even like anyone. There's people you don't vibe with. I don't vibe with everybody, and that's okay. I respect that. I respect everybody's opinions and ideas, but that doesn't mean that I will vibe with every single person on this earth. And so I think that's okay. And so let that also be okay, the fact that other people don't vibe with you, because that's the same. If someone doesn't vibe with you, that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. We attach meaning to things. So if someone else's comment about you affects you, it's because you attach a meaning to that. Okay, what you need to know and what you need to understand is that other people's opinions about you only reflect what they think about themselves. Their opinions, their ideas about you are only a reflection of their own perception about what they can do in their life. If they feel limited, if they feel afraid, that's what they will project onto you. Okay, so other people's opinions do not matter. They don't have an importance in your life. You make them important because you attach meaning to that. Okay, if someone doesn't like you saying no thank you, I don't want to go out tonight because I have work to do, if that person gets upset, they're not your real friend, because a real friend of yours, a real person who loves you and knows you, will understand that you have work to do, and that's more important than going out. Okay, you do not have to abide by anyone else's rules about how you should live your life. No one can dictate how you should live your life. If you are letting other people dictate things about your life and letting yourself say yes to things when you want to say no, you are disrespecting yourself. You're disrespecting your goals. You're disrespecting your future self. So I want you to do this right now. Grab your journal and write down, what is my long-term vision for my life? What do you want long-term? What's your goals? You can put goals in a year, goals in 5 years, goals in 10 years. Like, what's the trajectory and the general direction that you want your life to take? Okay, what's your vision for yourself, for who you want to be, for who you want to show up? Where do you want to live? How do you want to live your life? How do you want your life to look like? And at the moment where you need to make a decision, you need to look at that. You need to say, is this aligned with the version of me that I want to be? Is this aligned with the life that I want to live? Because if that's not aligned, then you are able to say no. And the word no needs to be your best friend. No is my best friend. I love no, because no protects me from everything else that's not aligned with my goals. No is my ally. No is anchoring me in the present and in the moment and in where I want to be at this moment. I do not let other people dictate who I am and what I do. If I'm not available, I'm sorry, I'm not available. There's so many ways to say no politely. So if you have trouble saying no, you can train yourself saying it in a polite way, like, no, thank you. I can do that right now because I'm focused on this goal. The people who love you will understand you. If you explain, I am focused on right now saving money, so I can't go out with you today. Maybe we can do something like walking in the park or a picnic that is more friendly for me. Like, you can figure out ways to actually do things that are aligned to your goals. Okay, so no is your best friend. People who know you will understand your no, will value your no. You also need to stop taking other people's no as a personal thing. It's not personal, okay? It is not. So we all, in some way, want to preserve that image that we portray to other people of who we are. We have our shit together. We're this perfect human being. But, that doesn't work, because if you don't show yourself as authentic, if you don't show yourself as a human being, other people are not going to be able to trust you. Because you know what? We're all human. We all make mistakes. So let's normalize not being perfect. Let's normalize making mistakes. Let's normalize that. as a part of the human experience, because the more you show yourself as you are, vulnerable and authentic, the more the people who resonate with you truly and deeply are going to find you. If you want true relationships with people, you have to show up as yourself. You have to show up as yourself. That's a requirement for you to find your people. Otherwise, your people are not gonna find you if they don't know who you are. If you don't show up as yourself. Of course, there's people who are not gonna like you, but you know what? You don't even like everyone. So it's fine, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, you can still love them. If they don't like you, you can still send them love. It is fine, okay? Your frame, your persona, your being is not to be affected by if other people like you or not. You know, they don't pay your bills. They don't cook for you. Okay, they're not in your life experience right now, and so it is fine. It's okay. You are the only one who knows yourself and who knows your intentions, and that's the only thing that matters. If you know you have good intentions and you're a good human being, then let it be. Let other people say what they want to say, you know? Leave other people in whatever story they are in right now. It is fine. Their perception has nothing to do with your experience of life. You also need to know that everybody is insecure. Everybody has insecurities, okay? You're not alone in feeling scared of rejection, feeling scared that people won't like you, feeling like you're weird or different. Like, we all feel like this. I assure you, I guarantee you, okay? But there's people who care and there's people who don't care. Right? And so if you want to be ambitious, if you want to get to your goals and dreams, if you want to show up in life as the authentic version of you, you need to stop people pleasing and you need to set boundaries. It feels good to say no. Try it. Try to use no more often. This is not being selfish. This is not isolating yourself. This is just focusing on what you need to focus. If you doubt yourself a lot, and if you let others kind of dictate who you are and what you do, you need to try this. You need to write down on paper, first of all, what's important for you. What is important for me in my life? Is your family important? Is your job important? Is your career important? Is your well-being important? What's most important for you? Okay, those are your values, things that you live by. And so when someone else asks you to do something for them or demands something from you at work, or one of your friends, whoever it is that takes and takes and takes from you, you need to start showing up for yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you. No one else is going to do it for you. Okay? And if you start putting boundaries, you will feel better and better and better about yourself, because you will have more time and more energy for yourself. Nobody is going to come and do the things that need to be done for you to achieve your goals and dreams. Nobody's gonna do that but you, okay? So you need to take responsibility for your goals and dreams and for your long-term vision. And so that means saying no and setting boundaries. It happened to me that I overextended myself to some people and I felt really drained, you know? And then they asked me once again, can we do this? Can you do this for me? Can you just be there one more time? And I was like, okay, let's do it one more time. But the more I was people pleasing, meaning not respecting my boundaries and what I wanted to do, the more I abandoned myself. So do not abandon yourself. Do not do that. If you have a goal in mind, if you have some boundaries, respect that. How are you expecting other people to respect you if you don't even respect yourself? If you don't even respect your time? If you're not disciplined enough with your time and with your energy, how are you expecting other people to come and respect you? Nobody's gonna do that. You show other people how to treat you. And so in that sense, you need to be strong and you need to set your boundaries. This is important. This is something that will change your life if you start doing it more often. Saying no is your best ally, is your best friend, okay? Saying no allows you to say yes to the things that you really want, right? Saying no will cut you off from people who are draining you, who only want things from you. So that's not happening anymore. okay? When you are authentic and vulnerable, in the sense that you show up as yourself, no filters, it's just you, that allows other people to trust you, and that kills the people pleasing. You don't need anyone else to validate you, okay? If other people get upset at you saying no, it has nothing to do with you. It's not your business. It is not your business. You need to stay strong because people are going to test you. Life is going to test you and send things at you to say, okay, no, thank you. I'm choosing something else. I am choosing myself now. I'm choosing my goal over going out, for example. The only way that you are going to be able to achieve your goals and dreams is to actually do that, is to actually say no. If you find it hard to let go of self-doubt, if you find it hard to set boundaries, and if you want to do that inner work in order to be safe and have a strong frame, then I am here to support you. You can apply for coaching with the link down below. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you took something from it. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one.